Yes, my people, what's happening? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Apologies if I look a little bit red here. I've started back on the tanners and also the sunbeds to try and get this pasty skin that I have at the moment back tan so that I look sick and aesthetic for the remainder of prep. But I think I overdid it on a sunbed earlier in the week. I did like 9 minutes. Absolutely scalded myself. The 3 days of the tanners being back in did not save me like I thought it would. So I've been a little bit red raw last couple of days. And of course I did another sunbed on top of it yesterday. So it is what it is, but we will be golden very soon. So guys, updates since we last spoke after that full day of eating. So next morning, last clip I would have updated you on, I was 106 kg that morning and I was hoping for a good kilo of a drop at least this week. And we have finally seen that. So 4 days later, it is Thursday today and I was 104.8 this morning. So that's actually a big drop of 0.7 kg overnight. And I was kind of waiting on that, to be honest. You know, the following day after that full day of eating, I dropped 0.6 and then I went up 2 days in a row and then boom, I kind of came back down again. So it is the first time since I was at home, which we can't really count because a lot of travel, dropped GH out, etc. Body weight came down below 105, but this is the first kind of legit sub 105 weigh-in that we actually have. So I'm like 6.4 kilos off my cap now, which I'll definitely obviously get to, and probably another 4 kg on top of that to actually lose. So I took my check-in photos this morning. I'm actually going to pop some of them up on the screen here now. So I was really happy with like my front double and like my one arm overhead kind of favorite classic pose. I think overall things have tightened up quite a lot. I think the legs are much leaner now. Glutes, hamstrings a little bit leaner. I do have this big lump on my left glute from a pin, so ignore that if you can see that here. But things are really shaping up. You know, I was quite happy with the check-in photos this morning. So I'm going to send those to Kuba this evening for my check-in alongside my feedback this week, and we'll see what he says. But he called over to the gaff there the day before last and took a look at me in person anyway, and he was pretty happy. You know, didn't say much, but he was happy with kind of how we're looking and just happy to kind of push on now for the next couple of weeks. He said push on for the next couple of weeks, we'll feed up and then we'll push on again. So that's going to be the plan of action. But so far so good this prep, guys. We are like 13.25 weeks out today, so it's getting close, right? It's really flying by. One thing I have noticed in the last week or so is that push and pull are flying, right? So my leg days are flying. My volume for push and pull is probably the highest it's ever been this last off season, and that was working tremendously because I was recovering well, I was making good progress, yada yada, right? But I've found the last week or so that pull, it's been getting a little bit of a challenge. It's been getting a little bit difficult, right? I've got 3 sets for the majority of my back exercises on my push 1 and my push 2 day, or my pull 1 and my pull 2 day. And I'm finding by the time I'm getting to the 3rd set now, the quality is starting to slip a little bit. The endurance is starting to slip a little bit. And I don't think I'm recovered enough from the previous pull day to give that pull day what I kind of need to give it. So it's weird. I've been kind of up and down the last couple of pull days. So my previous pull day there on Monday was a really good session and I was able to eke out some progress across the board, even though I still kind of felt a little bit under recovered. But the previous pull day before that, I actually seen some regressions. Okay. So, you know, I think I probably have another week or two, maybe another kilo or two in me before I am going to have to consult with Kuba and kind of bring that volume down. So, you know, as your prep goes on, guys, ideally you do actually want to be bringing your volume down. You only want to do as much as you need to hold on to your strength and training performance and therefore hold on to your muscle tissue. So obviously the volume I've been doing from my off season, I'm not going to be able to do that when I'm deep in a deficit and I'm at the end of prep. Now, the first 7 weeks of prep have gone by so far, and the only thing we changed was the amount of leg volume I was doing. But push and pull are going to have to follow suit eventually. We've still been able to progress them the last while. They've still been going really well. But, you know, some time down along the line, they're going to have to give. And to be honest, normally I see push drop off first. The only reason why I think it actually hasn't is because of this little niggly pec injury that I got. I reset and scaled back on push a lot for a couple of weeks. And because of that, I wasn't really training the whole way to failure. I wasn't really lifting the heaviest weights that I knew I could have lifted. So I kind of got almost like a break from training push. Even though I was training push, it wasn't to the same intensity that I would have trained it to my entire off season. Now, the last 2 or 3 sessions, I've been back up to full intensity. I've gotten the strength back up. I'm now pressing some respectable weight again. So I think, cumulatively over the next couple of weeks, that fatigue and that kind of lack of recovery might start to kick in as well. But we won't speak too soon. Touch wood. Everything is going well so far, and I'm kind of happy with like the fullness and the roundness I'm kind of maintaining in the chest and shoulders and stuff so far, and everywhere else, to be honest. But look, food is still high. It's early days, yeah. It's been pretty easy and smooth sailing so far, and I'm kind of waiting for that like hammer drop to happen, right? I'm kind of waiting for that like push to happen. I'm trying to kind of waiting to start like suffering a little bit, but I genuinely don't think with how things are at the moment, that's going to be for another good while. Last time around, I think when I kind of got under 8 weeks out, and then particularly when I was 6 weeks out, that's when I kind of started to really feel the prep. And that was probably just dictated really due to like my body composition, right? How lean I was at the time. And I think that's going to dictate things more than anything this time around as well. It's just going to be how lean I am. But for how lean I am right now, I feel fucking mega. I feel way better than I have in weeks or months, which is good. Sleep is a little bit rocky earlier in the week since we kind of upped the clean to 60. Sleep was a little bit rocky for a couple of days, but last night it kind of improved a bit. So I think I'm kind of settling into it now, and the body is kind of adapting and adjusting to it. But they are the updates for now, guys. So I'm on a rest day today, so I'm just going to do a couple of YouTube bits, content bits, things like that. Just plan all those things out in advance. So again, if there's anything you want to see in these YouTube videos, guys, drop them in the comments down below, and then I would probably catch up with you again probably tomorrow morning once I get my check-in back from Cuba, and see what he says. And then we're in to the gym for push tomorrow, so probably take the camera along with me for that as well. So yeah, guys, there's the update, 13.25 weeks out, and I will catch up with you very soon for some more bits. Well, what's happening, guys? We are back. So checking feedback response received from Cuba this morning, and we're very happy with where we're at. So body weight has dropped 1.6 kg over the course of like 6 days since we made that last adjustment. I think I might have mentioned that. So we're moving now, right? And he does just want to push me on a little bit more now over the next couple of weeks. So we're in for push today. We're going to train a little bit early today because Chloe is going to be training with me, and Cuba wants to take a look at me post-workout. So I know if I go the time I normally go, he'll probably arrive 10 minutes after, and him and Mark take way longer to train than I do. So I'm going to just train at 12 today instead of training at 1, and by the time I'm more or less wrapped up my session, he should be coming in the door, so then I can just kind of pose at the end for him and I won't be super delayed. So we've got the pre-workout meal here, which is going to be cream of rice and then banana. We got 50 grams of JP chocolate peanut butter cup whey. I'm not gonna lie, it's not the best trained by JP flavor. I find chocolate peanut butter cup is like very hard for a lot of companies to get right. It's okay as a paste, but like in oats and as a shake and stuff, it's not that great. So yeah, but I'm just gonna have it in my cream of rice for like the whole entire prep, and then I probably should be finished the packet of it, and I can just kind of get something nicer. So we'll get this meal into us now. It's 11 o'clock, so I need to get this in quick, do another little bit of work, get to the gym nice and early for 12. Push day, I'll bring the camera, we'll get some posing with Cuba done afterwards, see what he says, and work on a couple of tweaks to poses probably. Now normally when I do actually pose with Cuba, he always tries to put me into positions that I don't like my physique in, and he's like, yeah, that's way better. And then I look at myself and I'm like, no, that's way worse. So we'll see how it goes now today. But at least I'm kind of hitting my side chest now the way I actually used to hit it, that he told me not to hit it. Now he's telling me to hit it again. But it looks a lot better on me now, I think, because I actually have some muscle now. So yeah, but we'll take you through the post-workout rounds anyway. Hopefully I can set the camera up in a decent spot, and my posing endurance is a little bit better today as my body weight has come down a little bit more. So less yapping, guys. I'm going to get this into me now, and we'll catch up with you at the gym. Alright guys, push day. So we are in the gym. It is very fucking loud, so hopefully you'll be able to hear me and I don't get copyrighted. So exercise number 1 here, we've got an incline cable fly. So with this exercise, it's probably the only exercise that I've been feeling a little bit off with the pec over the last couple of weeks. So all my pressing where my elbows are a little bit more tucked are okay. It's just when my arms are kind of like out wide in this lengthened position, that's where I can feel a little bit of discomfort. Now, my warm-ups are feeling good today, and I got 16 reps from my first set last week. So I'm going to take a load progression today and see how I get on. But even like 10 reps here, I'd be pretty happy with, to be honest.
this is the one exercise where I haven't been pushing for the sake of it. So if I start to feel some discomfort, I'll literally just stop. Okay, I'll save my sets to failure for my presses where I know it's not gonna fuck my pec up. But on these flies, I can still feel a bit of pinching. So if that's the case, I'm just gonna fucking leave it. I'm using a different bench today as well, and it actually feels a lot more comfortable than the bench I've been using previously. So oh, good 12 reps there. I'm happy with that because I thought I'd only get like 10, to be honest. And I could have got an extra rep or two, but like I said, started to kind of feel it slightly here towards the end, so I just sacked it off. So another 2 sets here, and then we move on to our presses. Right, first press of the session, we have got the flex leverage flat press. This is slowly becoming probably my favorite chest press ever. I absolutely fucking love it. It just feels so good. So converges inwards nicely, get a good squeeze, and then it comes out. You get a great stretch at the bottom. So safe enough press for me as well, to be fair. You know, even kind of with the pec, I still feel like I can get good depth here, even though I am flaring out a little bit towards the end. And it feels pretty comfy. So I've been progressing this extremely steadily since adding it in. And I think I actually added it in just after I got that pec injury. So I haven't really been able to actually kind of run it up at all, or I haven't been able to kind of go into it starting off super heavy. I've started off very, very light, literally like 1 plate aside, and worked up. So we're going to take a load progression today, a big load progression. I did 3 plates for like 12 reps, I think, last week. So I'm going to go for like 3.5 today and see how we get on. Goal is to get up to like maybe 4 plates on this for a good set of 8 by the time, you know, prep hits that apex where performance starts to go down rather than go back up again. But I still think I got another good couple of weeks left in me of taking some very solid progressions and hopefully seeing a little bit of growth as well and a little bit of improvement. So here we go. Nine reps there. Happy enough with that. 10 kg upside, 3 reps down. I'll take it. Last rep wasn't fully locked out ish. It probably looked on the video, but it didn't feel like it to me. But I'm kind of struggling with the lockouts on all my presses lately anyway, because I've got a little tickle of tendonitis there on my right elbow. So I'm just trying to work around that as best as possible. And one of the ways I'm doing that is not fully locking the elbows and kind of contracted hard at the top. I'm always trying to come forwards, just keep a slight bend in my elbow for now. Even though I kind of do like to lock the elbows and contract hard at the top, I feel like it's probably contributing to the elbow being a little bit battered. So solid set there, happy with that. So not sure what I'll do for the back off, but I might try and keep it heavy enough, so I'm feeling good today. So next up, we have got the high incline strive press. So this one has been a little bit sticky the last couple of weeks now. I think it's potentially because I have been progressing the flex leverage so well that when I get onto this, I'm kind of rushing into it a little bit, and I'm just kind of hitting a bit more of a sticky point than I normally would on another sort of a press. So I'm going to give myself just a lot of time today, like in between these 2 sets. And even now, as I'm talking to the camera, I did way less warm-ups on this than I normally did. I literally just touched one load, which was about 2/3 of my top set load before that, for like 2-3 reps, and that was it, right? Just going to conserve all my energy for the top set. So 210 pounds for 7 reps was what I got last week. I think previous week I got like 6, or previous week before that I got like 6 as well. So I'd normally never really go that low on a press, especially at this stage in the session. But I'm too stubborn now. Since I've gone up to that weight, I don't want to scale back down again. So we'll see how we get on today. But feeling good, feeling strong, you know. But I took 2 big load progressions on that flex leverage today. So hopefully I'll be able to take just a rep progression today. I'd be super happy with it. Even one rep up on both sets. So we'll see. But right, let's get after it. Got greedy with it there. Got greedy with it. Tried to go for that extra rep. I got a rep up, 8 reps. But I tried to go for that 9th. It's been a little bit too greedy. So hopefully that doesn't impact my back offset. But they felt good. They moved well. That's one of those exercises where it flies up for the first couple of reps. And then you just fucking hit a wall all of a sudden. So I'm backloading this on set 5 and set 3. I know I mentioned in the YouTube video a couple of weeks back that I changed on all the prime pieces to load on set 1, which is more kind of mid-short range for my pec because of this injury. But now it's feeling good again. So I'm back kind of loading in the stretch so I can just kind of milk a little bit more from the muscle from start to finish of the workout. So yeah, back offset here, I'll do that and then I'll catch up to you for the next exercise, which I believe is dips. So next up, dips, the humble dip. Not much to say here, only then I just try and get as deep as I possibly can, pause as long as I can, and do as many reps as I can. So these have actually been improving, obviously, as body weight comes down. Body weight exercises do tend to do that. The leaner you are, you know, the more you're going to be able to move your own body around. You're not carrying all that excess body fat. So got like 14 reps top set, 12 set, back off set the last time. I used to do weighted dips. I don't really bother with that anymore. Sometimes I might use a change or something like that, but I find that I get a lot more from bodyweight dips pausing for a long period of time in the stretch. You know, using body momentum, etc., etc. That's not bodybuilding, okay? So just remember that if you actually want to build some muscle and not just inflate the old ego. So phone out of the pocket here, just to lose that extra couple of grams of body weight that I actually have. Should have put on the tracking for this video, so it would have followed me up and down during the dip, but it is what it is. Oh, beautiful. Good 16 reps there. I knew after literally the first 2 or 3 dips there that I was going to get a PB because I just felt nice and light. Hi, Joe. Want to work with me? Want to get into YouTube?
That's why, yeah, I don't normally do this, but I thought I'd be on YouTube.
Yeah. Alright, next up, line cuff ladder raises. Big fan of these. I think they're probably one of the best belt exercises that you can do. I actually really rate these hard body cuffs as well. They're tremendous. 3 sets here, 10 to 15 reps. This is one exercise where the weight that I use doesn't actually change all that much over time. I kind of go between 20 and 25 pounds for my top set and like 15 and 20 pounds for my back off set. And sometimes I'll do 3 lighter sets, sometimes I'll do 3 heavier sets. It just depends how I'm feeling on the day. But I don't like chase the logbook on this. I don't always try and progress in weight, progress in reps or whatever. I literally just choose whatever weight feels light enough on the day to do a good 12 to 15 reps on, and I just get as many reps as possible, and that's it. And I kind of take that approach with a lot of my isolation exercises. I don't go mad if I'm not progressing on a dumbbell preacher curl for 3 weeks in a row. I don't really see that as regression, and I don't really see that as an indicator that like my training performance is off. To be perfectly honest, I used to, but I don't anymore. Now I'm more focused on, are my main chest presses for that day progressing? Are my main pulling exercises on a back day progressing? Are my big, huge exercises like my leg extensions, my hack squats on my leg days progressing? Need a logbook particularly to do that. Go on, Kyle. Right, I'm going to be sensible today and listen to my elbows because I'm feeling a little bit fucked now towards the end of the session. So I'm going to scale back the load by like 2 pegs here and just aim to get a little bit more of a controlled set here and not lock the elbows as hard as I normally would.
With the proper intro in there, yeah? Yes. Beautiful. Not as red now. Right, we've got Dara. Hit the thick of it.
How many times around 13, 12?
13 things
13
again.
13. So it's coming through very, very nicely. Beautiful. Yeah. No loss of fullness at all. If anything, you look like you've got more pop in you.
I think I'm after a fucking run the last couple of weeks, to be honest.
Yeah. It's definitely paid off doing a little back up and the food. Oh yeah. Bring your steps back down to 10,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, steps back down to 10k. Just focus on training hard and just doing enough. I'd rather you do around the posing in the morning than you fucking extra walk.
I'll do that. I'd rather do that as well.
Let's do that. Yeah?
I need to practice it.
Middle ground, yeah?
Yeah.
Yes. Beautiful. Very nice. Not bad for 13 weeks, huh? Yeah. 2 more weeks and your glutes are going to be like pretty much through.
Once I get down to 100 kilos, I think I'll be pretty lean.
That's what I said to you. I didn't really want to put any numbers on it, but it's going to be a decent number. You look like you've lost about 5 inches of your waist.
It's coming. I've been doing the vacuums as well, so that's how
Good. Steps back down.
good stuff.
Okay. 10k.
Will do.
Yeah. He's got a habit of the...
Good morning, guys. So it is the next day after push. Tremendous session yesterday, and quite happy with that post-workout round of posing as well. And some pictures I took that I put on Instagram. So if you're not following me, guys, make sure you follow me on Instagram. So as you would have maybe heard towards the end of that clip there, you could hear Kuba saying he has a habit of, and I obviously cut off the video, but basically what he was saying was that I have a habit of overdoing things, right? So you would have heard in that clip that he's pulled my steps back down to 10,000. So basically last week when we made that food adjustment, he bumped my steps up by 1,000 up to 11,000. And like when I have that step goal of 11,000, I'm like so hell-bent on meeting that target every single day that I always go above and beyond that, right? Like I might get in the door home, have my post-workout meal, do a little bit of work, and then me and Chloe always go for a walk after meal 5 when she finishes work, right? So like I look at my hour ring at that stage, and let's say for example I've got 8,000 steps. I know I need 3,000 steps, or I have 9,000 steps. I know I need 2,000 steps. So I know basically what route I need to take around my house to hit that target. But I'll always just do that route, make sure that target is hit. But then by the time I go to sleep, I end up clocking up an extra 800 to 1,000 steps just around the house. So when he upped my steps to 11,000, they were actually like 12,000 on average over the course of the week. So he was just like, mate, get back in your box, do your 11k steps, don't do any more than that. And then when he see me in person there, he was like, look, just pull back the steps. I don't think I need to be doing a ton of output or a ton of steps or anything like that. Things are moving pretty well. I think he wants me to just stay fresh, focus on my training, etc. And what he was just saying off camera there was, you know, I have a habit of overdoing things, right? I think I probably overdid things a little bit too much in the last prep, a little bit too much posing, too much output on my feet, too much, lost my legs, etc., etc. So we're trying to just manage and control that this time around. And, you know, he kind of mentioned as well that like with some of his clients, like myself included, like he knows adherence isn't going to be an issue, right? He knows the work is going to get done, and he would rather have a client that is going to do more than enough than not do enough, as in someone who is going to follow the plan and kind of then some, and that he has to kind of hold back, rather than someone who's not going to do what they're supposed to do at all. You know what I mean? So I think that's why he's pulled things back a little bit, because he knows I'm going to do everything right. So he kind of actually has to control me a little bit. He has to rein me in. Like, that's why he doesn't allow me to do cardio, like in my off seasons, because I go too hard when I do cardio. So he's like, nah, it's just going to fatigue the fuck out of you. Just don't do it, right? And I don't like that. I would much prefer to be doing cardio. I did it my first push-up. I felt fantastic. My sleep was better. Did it make a big difference to fatigue? Maybe a little bit, but I just enjoyed doing it, right? But I just love being go, 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 right? I love doing cardio at high intensity. When I'm out doing my steps, I'm fucking belting the roads. He actually seen me on the treadmill one day when I was collecting Chloe from the gym. She was training at lunchtime and I came in and said, I'll do a couple of steps on the treadmill, right? And he texted me like the next day. He was like, mate, if you're going to be doing steps post-workout, please do it at a steady pace. He was like, you were practically running on the treadmill. And I was like, no, I wasn't. That's just normal steps for me. So yeah, the treadmill was at such a high speed that he was like, I don't want you walking like that pretty much, right? So when I do things like it's never at a low intensity, okay? That's something that definitely needs to be managed in this prep. So that's what we're going to try and do to the best of our capabilities. So that is the wrap up for the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Please drop a like, a comment, etc. Subscribe if you haven't already. We are just getting ready now for a webinar that I'm going to be running. So it's going to be on the topic of adherence. So what does adherence to the plan really mean? What are all the aspects of adherence that you need to focus on? What are all the aspects of adherence that you might not even think about? Because in my experience as a coach, oftentimes the main issue isn't that someone isn't following the plan. The main issue is that somebody doesn't know what it means to follow the plan, okay? So that's something I'm going to be kind of discussing today. All the pitfalls when it comes to adherence, all the challenges when it comes to adherence, solutions on how to actually overcome these things. I'm going to touch off, lifestyle factors, kind of behavior changes, habits, structure of people's plan, hydration, sleep, managing cravings, enjoyment versus adherence, expectations, environmental factors, accountability partners, and learning to say no to people, right? So this call is going to be available to everyone who's doing my Ignite in 8 challenge. I've made it available to all my one-to-one coaching clients also, and anyone on Instagram who actually replied to my story and said they wanted to join. So I've got a decent fucking amount of people who are meant to be joining this call this morning. So that is going to be on in 45 minutes, and I'm really, really looking forward to hosting that. So guys, if that's something that, would interest you, then make sure you follow me on Instagram. Like I said, as I'm going to be doing these every 2 weeks while the Ignite in 8 challenge is going on, and may even, continue them for a while after that. I used to do them before every weekend, but I think that kind of burnt me out a little bit. So I think bi-weekly might be a good approach. So make sure you follow me on Instagram, guys, if you want some free value, some help with your health and fitness based off all my experience of my own journey over the last 11 years and also coaching people for the last five and a half. So with that, I will end the video, guys. I will wrap it up here. Like I said, thank you very much for watching. If you made it this far, like the video, make sure you like the damn fucking video, and we will catch you in the next one when we are 12 weeks out. Let's get it.